Let's go! Wait, Kiko! Where are you going? It's time for the Little Farmer Show! Hey everyone, I'm Kiko! Hey, I'm Hava! Yay! I'm Tiki!
Hello, it's me, Rob.
Yippee! Hey, I am Maisie!
Maisie, stop running! Hello, lovelies. My name is Carol.
Hey there! Welcome to the show where we bring coolness back to farming. I am your host Hava and this is Larry Charles. So here we are at Asifiwe International Academy and this time we're going to be talking about urban farming. I know a lot about urban farming and here we're going to set up an urban farm, but I'm not sure which urban farm we're going to set up. Let's go find out. Larry.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming.
Wow, this is interesting.
Hi, we're so glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
So we have so many questions. For example, what is urban farming?
Okay. Urban farming is just simply producing and growing crops in towns and then the cities, small cities, maybe even cities. So that's all about it. It's about growing plants and producing food in the towns and the cities.
So today we're going to set up an urban farm, but which urban farm are we setting up today?
Okay, we are going to do a couple of them. We are going to do the vertical farming themselves, like itself, and also going to do the other types, other technologies involved in urban farming, the container gardens, the backyard, and other raised gardens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you say backyard?
Yeah, backyard.
Little farmers, that means that you can grow something amazing in the backyard. Like for example, if you want to grow some veggies and you didn't have any space, that means in your compound, in your backyard, just a small space, you can grow something nice for supper, for a snack, or a healthy treat.
Yeah.
So what are those?
What are these look like beehives?
No, these are now, like this is the farm. These are shelves, simply shelves. These are trays that make up the farm. We mount one on another and you're going to see the details of that when you go behind there to set up our garden. I'm going to tell you more about that, about the vertical farm itself, what do we consider when you are setting it up, what do we need to do to maintain it in good shape, how do we plant our crops on this farm, how do we care about the crops, and how do we produce because we aim at achieving the maximum yield. Not so?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess you can
let's carry our material to the garden. We are going to set the garden.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Man, serious.
Little cheeky, walk on the farm and laugh amazing. Cows and dressed to the touch of green. It's fun for all and rubber grease. On the Little Farmers Show, we farm will let we grow. Your favorite children show.
Okay, the vertical farm is a farm in a box. The way you can see this.
Yeah.
We just get the stackable shelves and mount them on each other. That's where you put soil and then plant.
Yes.
The vertical farm itself, it's made in such a design that the plants can easily access the light. Now that is the phototropism at 360 degrees. And that is the reason for those holes. Those holes are made in a circular way to allow that phototropism. Phototropism is just access to light.
Yes.
And we make it at 360 that all around the crop can easily access the light. Now, it's made of, this is a base that we put down because it is made in such a way because it's going to carry that weight up. Yeah? That is why you see it differs from all these other parts. It is a bit heavy to contain the weight, the soil weight.
Let's first take a break and you could go and find something recyclable so that you can set up your own farm. And welcome back from the break. Larry, do you have any fun facts for us?
Of course I do. But first, let's set up the farm.
All right, let's go.
Joan,
Ms Joan, where should we begin from?
Okay, we're going to first look at the area and we need to determine the flattest surface. That is where we're going to set up the farm because we need to put it at an angle which is flat ground. And where do you think we can place this?
There.
Yeah.
Okay, let's carry it on. That is the base. We are carrying it. We flop it this side. So is it stable?
Yeah.
Remember, it's going to contain all the weight of the soil and the other trays and the plants as well. So it has to be stable.
So Ms Joan, now that we have the base in the right place and it's stable, what next?
So the first thing you're going to do is putting the frame. Can I have that frame, please? Okay. Now this is the frame and it's the first part on this. We put it here. We have to assume it is in a very proper. You have to make sure it has divided the space very well.
Yes.
Evenly. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Ms Joan, what are these holes for?
So these holes, there is what we call the vermin, the earthworms that we use to produce vermicompost. And these connect to that safe down, this safe you see here. This is a safe where they are harbored from there so that they pass through and get in that safe. From there, they are going to come and roll in the soil, aerating it and giving us what we call the worm castings. Yes. The worm casting is what's giving up and that is what we use as the manure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Ms Joan. I have a very interesting question for you.
Okay.
There are holes here, right?
Yeah.
What about the holes in the? What are they for?
Now this is a system. That is the system that connects to that. That is called a vermicomposting chamber. Can we bring it and place it here? I will show you what it is used for. We place it approximately to those holes. That is a system, an entire system of vermicomposting. Wow. Where this is now where the earthworms are kept. Place it right because it's going to fall. No, it has to be. It has to be here. Yeah, in the right format. So here, this is the vermicompost chamber. It is the chamber that connects to the holes, then the safe down. Yeah.
Yes.
Here we put the earthworms. Earthworms, we use them to produce vermicompost. How do we fill these earthworms? We're going to put here kitchen residues and anything that can rot. Yeah. We're going to put here and form what we call the compost. That compost is what is going to be fed on by these earthworms. Yes. So after earthworms come here, we introduce them. Some are going to be found when the things are rotting, but we introduce them because we breed for them as a company. So they're going to roll through this, pass through those holes, and then get in the soil. From there, they're going to be oozing out from these old holes, getting into the soil, giving off what we call the worm castings. Yes. The worm castings are very good sources of nitrogen, potassium, and also phosphorus. So this makes the system self-sustaining. It can sustain itself without using any additional fertilizers. So let's have our tray. We're going to start now mounting on the trays. Let's have our first tray. We're going to put in soil. We need the soil. Let's have our handyman helping us.
How are you going to put the tray?
We place it from up. Yeah. You have to make sure these angles are out.
Okay.
Yeah. Place it so that it can fit rightly on that frame.
Teacher, another question.
Okay.
These are holes for the worms.
Yes.
Why are these holes bigger than this?
Now these holes are bigger because these ones are used for planting. And they're made in a circular way to allow the phototropism that we talked about earlier.
The light.
The light. Access to light. Yes. So we're going to have our soil. We need some soil in here. And we shall start the planting. You have to make sure this has fitted well on the frame.
Yes.
That's when you're mounting other trays, they can also fit in that format.
In the coop with little cheeky, walk on the farm and laugh amazing. Cows and dressed to the touch of green. It's fun for all and rubber grease. On the little farmer's show.
I do hope the little farmers are enjoying the show. Now finally, everyone, you and you and you can grow crops wherever you are. So, our words today: urban farming. Urban farming is the process of growing food wherever you are in the city centers and the urban areas. Phototropism. That is the growth of an organism using sunlight. Vermicomposting. That is the method of making compost using earthworms. Ooh, worm castings. These are organic form of fertilizers that are created by earthworms.
Little farmers, we are still at Asifiwe International Academy setting up our first urban farm, which is a vertical farm. And now we're going to the most exciting part, which is planting. Ms Joan, what are shade and non-shade tolerant plants? Could you explain that, because I know it's a very important aspect when it comes to deciding what we should plant?
Okay, the shade tolerant plants are those that can stand shade. They can be planted in shade and can still give us the produce that we need.
Yes.
For the non-shade, they need sunshine in its abundance for them to flourish, for you to get the necessary produce that you want to get. For vertical farm, mainly when you are planting, if you want to do a mixture of different plants, always put the shade tolerant down, and then up we put the non-shade tolerant. What are those shade tolerant crops? You have skuma wiki. Skuma wiki needs enough sunshine for it to grow well. And for things like celery, spinach, they can withstand the shade.
Yes.
So that's what you're going to do today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question about the soil. So is the soil supposed to pass through the holes, or it's supposed to stay put together inside?
The soil is supposed to be inside. It doesn't have to ooze out of the holes. Yeah. But of course, there is no way you can avoid the soil from getting out since it's soil. Yeah?
Another question. Where do you put the seeds in?
That is what you're going to do now. That is the planting process. So can I have the seedlings? You're going to go and pick. Everyone is going to do the planting, right? And you're going to bring seedlings. Each one of you is going to plant in these holes. These are 12 on this tray, so every one of us is going to always be able to plant one. You can bring me also seedling as well. You're going to pick celery because it's the shade tolerant. So you're going to start with celery. So this is our seedling. It's in this potting bag. This is what our potting bags, we use them to establish seedlings. Yeah. So this is a different environment from where we're going to put the seedling. So you have to make sure it comes with its soil so that you can avoid the shock. Remember, this is now tender and fragile, so delicate at this point. We have to place it with it so that we don't cause shock to it, because the moment you remove it with its roots, it's going to die straight away. So what do? We make sure that we squeeze, yeah? It's just gently, not so much. Just squeezing gently. Then you're going to push from down, yeah? Just gently, and then you remove this polythene. We have to make sure we dispose this very well, just to conserve our environment. So we are going to come here and plant. How do we plant? We simply pass our hand in between the hole, and then we make a small hole underneath the soil. Just make a small depression. It's just a small hole. No need to just next to this wood. Next to this wood, next to the base, after this circular hole, just near it, you just put a small depression, and with its original soil. Make sure that soil doesn't get off. Yeah? Then we are going to get some little soil and then try to cover. You have to make sure you plant in the middle. That when this plant grows, it can easily turn. The leaves can easily access the light, and when it grows, it doesn't have to hit these borders of this circular hole. It has to be getting out. It has to be getting out because we need it to get that light. We've done it wrongly. We have to make it just here, next here. Just make it, no, you have to put a hole. with your hand. Hold, you first remove it a bit. You're going to make this like this, using your 2 fingers. Yeah. Then you put it like this. Then after you get soil and cover. You cover in such a way you don't compact the soil around the plant. It has to be a bit loosened. Yeah, just gently, just that. That is beautiful. You're going to get from there. Now this is too, and it has to be. You have to leave a space at least in between this and where the plant is. There it has to be so much on the border. And this is beautiful. Just because you are put. You're going to fill in these holes. Let's bring some more seedlings and fill in these holes. But you put it a bit nearer, yeah? Next time you put it a bit nearer, eh? Okay. Now this is so much on the ground. It had to put the hole and then put it underneath. So here we're going to just get soil. Make sure the hole, the soil is muddy. We're going to put like this here. That is where we're going to put it.
Excuse me, Ms Joan. I'd like to ask, when you're done putting the compost manure in here, right? The things that can rot. Isn't there like something which you're supposed to put up here to cover so the birds know that it affects people that much?
Yeah. Okay, we have a cover, some material it's made out of wood that we always put up here, and that helps to contain the material with inside. You know, when these earthworms come, when they're exposed to too much water, they always ooze out, and that can make some people freak out, right?
Yeah.
Like some of us. So we use this wood and we put it here to cover this place. That is this used to cover, to contain everything within inside.
So soil will fill up to here.
The material, yeah, you're going to keep on adding, but material, of course, you can't fill up to because they're going to keep on decreasing in weight. When they decompose, they will decrease in weight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So today we have been at Asifiwe International Academy and we have set up a vertical farm. Guys, this vertical farm looks really beautiful. You can't miss having it in your compound, like you just can't. And apart from it being beautiful, the fact that you're going to get veggies in a few weeks, it doesn't take long, just 7 to 14 days, so just 2 weeks, and you have beautiful veggies, and it's just something you can't miss in your compound. So tell mommy and daddy about it, and you can set it up and get help to set it up. And that's it for the episode about vertical farms. We have a vertical farm here and it will be eventually stacked up. I am your host Hava, and next week we're going to be talking about something amazing still under urban farming. But to prepare for that episode, you could go around and look for something recyclable like plastic bottles and the small bottles and even the big bottles. From me to you, have a lovely week. It's been Hava, and I don't know where Larry is. He's probably looking for the fun facts. Bringing coolness back to farming. Thank you very much.
Okay, be sure to watch the Little Farmers Africa show next time.
Bye-bye and see you!
We're little cheeky, walk on the farm and life amazing. Cows and dressed to the touch of green. It's fun for all and rubber grease on the Little Farmers show.